hold fourth spot. The Sunshine Coast Scorchers have their first side in the finals. The club's women's side will host a semi-final of the Jody Field Shield after defeating Wynnum Manly on Saturday. Wynnum will return to Carrie Emery Oval after finishing third on the ladder.
Just a reminder, guys, we're going to be expanding this year, trying to cover a lot more games, doing a lot more different sports, obviously cricket, the main one over summer, but if you do have a game that you'd like us to get along to and try and cover, we'll do our best. Just send us a message on the Facebook group, and yeah, we hope to see you soon. Cheers.
Welcome to Around the Grounds. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/PatmanSport. Maroochydore and Glasshouse have grinded out a tight day one of their round 14 clash at Elizabeth Daniels Park. Glasshouse lost the toss and bowled first, restricting Maroochydore to 6 out for 189 by day's end.
Yeah, it was fantastic by the boys, to be honest. To lose a toss at Maroochydore is usually horrible, and we usually chase leather quite a bit. So the boys bowled extremely well, 96 overs, 190 runs. So very, very happy with the boys today.
And I mean, it's not a bad batting deck either, so you had to bowl especially well, didn't you?
Yeah. So the deck's not doing much, so we bowled stump to stump, to be honest, and we just waited for the Maroochydore boys to make a mistake. There was very little assistance once the ball got a bit soft, and you know they batted quite well as well. But it was just a battle of who broke first, to be honest.
Credit to Glasshouse, they bowled really well all day. Unfortunately, we're probably 2 more wickets down than we would have liked. We really would have liked to only be 4 or 5 down and set up a few quick runs for next week, and then hopefully try and knock them off. But yeah, they bowled really well. They bowled without a fine leg all day and really didn't stray down leg. And then credit to them, they took those last couple of wickets, which has probably given them the honours on day one.
In the other Div 1 game that'll help shape the finals, Gympie have claimed first innings points against Caloundra. They scored 222 before dismissing their opponents for 79. Caloundra were made to follow on and are currently 1 out for 7 at stumps.
Yeah, it's a great battle for the top 4 spots between those 5 teams, and Gympie look like they've had a good day today, and they get a tough run home as well with Noosa next week, but it doesn't get any easier for us as well with Cabo. So yeah, as it goes in this competition, the destiny's in our hands. If we win our last 2, we're guaranteed. If we win one of our last 2, we're guaranteed. So yeah, it's up to us to do that.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. So we've only got 2 more games, or 1.5 games to the semi-finals, and Maroochydore are just ahead of us. So very important. We may play these guys in the semi-finals, so yeah, it's a big game.
The finals race in Division 2B is hotting up, with third place Maroochydore putting 419 past Nambour before declaring at stumps at 9 out. 5th place Caboolture have set 2nd placed USC Budrum a target of 231 to claim first innings points. 4th place Caloundra are struggling against Mullaney, getting to 3 out for 60 in response to Mullaney's 190 all out. The Queensland Reds will get their season underway in New Zealand Saturday coming after having a bye in round 1.
Yeah, I think it was good for us, to be honest. I think you know everyone has their bye. Yeah, it was round 1 for us, but at least we can build on ourselves now. We got more work done, which was good. Focused on a few things that we wanted to fix up from the trials, so we've done plenty of good training, and I think hopefully we can put that into practice in this weekend's game. So I know all the boys are super eager to play, so obviously that's a real positive as well.
What did you take from the Highlanders? You watched that game?
Yep, certainly watched their game. Everyone watched their game. Everyone took notes, and everyone came in and had all different meetings about the game, which we learnt lots of things from that game, and different things. They kicked the ball quite a lot. It's one thing you pick up. All the New Zealand teams, they're dangerous generally. They're back 3, so you want to be smart with your kicking game, for example. And we've got our things that we've worked on so far this week already, and things we'll put into practice today, and focus for the game this weekend.
Welcome to this Friday edition of Around the Grounds. Don't forget to subscribe. The Queensland Reds will wrap up their pre-season preparations against the Chiefs tonight at Ballymore. Assistant coach Jim McKay says that the Chiefs will provide a good warm-up for the season proper.
It actually suits us entering the season because our first 2 games are the Highlanders and Crusaders. So I think they'll have a similar style. So it's a great test for us and a really important game for where we're at. it's a good opportunity for where we're at with what we've been doing, but against in the context of the opposition, it's ideal preparation for us.
Gympie will debut their Colts side in the Swans Surfed Hens tomorrow at Coventry. They will be joined in the under-19 grade by hosts Maroochydore, Premier Grade club Sunnybank, Caboolture and Noosa. Games will be played over 2 10-minute halves, meaning there will be plenty of action on the day. The first game kicks off at 8 a.m. The Maroochydore Cricket Club will be looking to get the points against Yandina on Saturday. They are currently 3 out for 70 in response to the Pioneers 139 all out.
Yeah, we're in a fairly strong position against Yandina. We bowled most of the week last week, rolled them for 139 in the end after about 70 overs, and then we went out for a bat. We got ourselves in trouble early on at 3 for 30, lost both our openers in our number 3, but Luke McInnes and Lachlan Crop batted really well to end the day and ended at 3 for 70, so I think we're in a strong position as long as we start the week well next week.
In Division 2B, USC Budrum will be looking to take maximum points against Nambour at the showgrounds. An outright win would give them a solid case for a home semi-final.
Hoping for second spot. I think first spot's out of reach for us, but yeah, hoping to get second spot.
Nambour will resume their second innings at 3 out for 62, needing another 44 runs to make Budrum bat again. In 2A, Corlem will resume their first innings with a 50-odd run lead.
Yeah, it's good, important for us with the way the ladder's going. So, yeah, hopefully get them out right next week and keep going on in the season, make finals.
With Taunton Noosa already conceding first innings points, and Burpengary looking likely to concede the first innings to Glasshouse, Corlem will move a step or two closer to making the finals. Maroochydore will be taking their Division 2A and Division 3B one-day finals on the road. The unavailability of their home venue is due to the Under-15 National Championships. They are expecting plenty of spectators to travel to both of the games.
Absolutely, we'll certainly all be aiming to do that. As you say, unfortunately our guys don't get the home finals with the National Carnival here, but yeah, our 2A's team have done a great job to top the ladder, and as you say, they're at Glasshouse, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of guys down there supporting, and then 3B's as well deserved a home final. Unfortunately it can't be here, but yeah, we'll have plenty of the guys heading to Palmwoods as well.
Alright, so that must be a morale booster for guys in the lower grades.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great to have any teams in the club making finals, and whether it's first grade right down to fourth grade, we're all going to get behind them and support them no matter who it is. So, yeah, exciting times for the club, and we'll be hoping we can bring home 2 one-day flags.
And as for the Div 1 final?
It's always it's going to be a tough game, I think, but it's always tough to go past Caboolture at Caboolture. They're such a force there. They've got such a long batting lineup, plenty of great options with the ball. So yeah, if I was down to my last $5, I'd probably be putting it on Cabo at Cabo. But Noosa have played some great cricket this year. They're really moulding a really good team, which is great to see for them after their season last year, and they've got plenty of good guys who can bowl some good seam, good leggy and Cody, and yeah, a very strong batting lineup as well. So if they play to their potential, it should be a close match.
Just a reminder, guys, we're going to be expanding this year, trying to cover a lot more games, doing a lot more different sports, obviously cricket the main one over summer, but if you do have a game that you'd like us to get along to and try and cover, we'll do our best. Just send us a message on the Facebook group, and yeah, we hope to see you soon. Cheers.
Welcome to Around the Grounds. The final series in both of Sunshine Coast Cricket's second divisions could get a shake-up in Day 2 of Round 12. In Division 2A, Corlem skittled Nambour for 40 before coming up just short of the 100 at stumps.
Bowled first is probably the right decision in the end. Rolled him for about 40. Yeah, each bowler contributed, so it was nice out there. Good team effort.
Oh yeah, so who stood out with the bat for you?
Everyone chipped in. Adam Goodwin at the top, one of the openers. He struggled a bit early, but he dug in, batted well. Yeah, but as I said again, everyone's contributed today, so it's a good team effort.
If there's no further result next week, they go within 10 points of Taunton Noosa, who currently sit third, and have conceded first innings points to Maroochydore. In Division 2B, Nambour batted first before being rolled for 71. Third placed USC Budrum made quick work of getting first innings points, eventually declaring at 4 out for 179 with an hour left in the day.
Yeah, mate, yeah, that's it. Hopefully we can roll them cheaply next week and get the outright. Needed to boost us up a little bit in the ladder.
Oh yeah, so trying to get either first or second spot at the end there.
Hoping for second spot. I think first spot's out of reach for us, but yeah, hoping to get second spot.
Nambour finished off the day at 3-4-62, still 44 runs behind Budrum. If results pan out in 2B, the last round game between USC Budrum and Maroochydore will be a de facto qualifying final. The Queensland Reds will be out to test their running rugby against the Chiefs Friday night at Ballymore ahead of their 2019 season.
The weekend's game against Melbourne was a good test for us. I mean, we went into the game just to focus on our stuff and our set piece and our attack and our defence. We didn't really focus on them much. But this weekend will be a different challenge with the Chiefs, I think, where we'll play what we want to do leading into the comp. It'll be a tough challenge, obviously, against the Chiefs playing running rugby, all those. So we'll see. But yeah, we're excited for the challenge, and I mean, you can't be better prepared than playing the Chiefs before the comp. So.
After the Chiefs, mate, do you think it'll be disadvantage or advantage having that bye in round one?
I don't think it'll be a disadvantage. I think obviously once you start playing footy, you want to continue playing. You want to get the momentum going, but leading into the bye, we'll have that extra week to fine tune things. So I think it could be a positive for us. The boys will rest up a bit as well. I mean, boys will be pretty sore after that. So we'll fine tune our game and be ready for round one, round two, I think.
Welcome to Around the Grounds. Don't forget to support us on Patreon at patreon.com/patmansport. Caboolture come away with a confidence booster in their last one day before the one-day final, beating Nambour by 3 wickets.
It was a little slower, both the outfield and the wicket yesterday, which probably made it hard for both the teams to score on.
The Snakes backed up against Nambour in their 2020 semi-final on Sunday, this time belting them by 10 wickets in 12.1 overs.
Yeah, really good start to the finals. Really happy, obviously pretty comprehensive win today, so we're very happy with how it all panned out.
They then set Glasshouse a target of 172 in the 2020 final. The Rangers could only manage 147 for the loss of 8 wickets off their 20 overs.
Yeah, well, obviously playing Caboolture is always tough. A very, very good side. Their start, they probably should have scored over 200 runs against us, to be honest. They were flying at the start, and we did really well to pull it back to be only chasing 170. So we did quite well. Through right at the death, Stephen Hoyce picked up a hat trick to really stunt their progress. Yeah, we obviously 30 runs too many for us.
Absolutely fantastic. Really happy for the club to get its first ever 2020 win. So really happy to be a part of that, and I'm very proud of the boys the way they performed.
I didn't know that there. That makes it more ecstatic.
Yeah, no, exactly right. We've never been good at 2020. It's always been a weakness of ours. So it's really good to finally tick one off.
Did you have that in mind this year to try and work towards that public game?
Not necessarily. Obviously, you always want to win at the end of the day. I mean, obviously, you don't go into a competition not wanting to win. So, obviously, in the back of your mind, you want to win all three. Every captain would in every team. So that's the ultimate goal, to win all three. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But if we do the right things and stick together, there's a very good chance it may happen.
In Division 2A, Corlin walked away with an emphatic 7-wicket victory over Taunton Noosa. Bowling first, they restricted the visitors to 112 before chasing down that total in the 18th over.
It's starting to all come together. We've had a few close losses the last couple of games. So for the boys to really come out here and really just play a really good game of cricket with bat and ball, it's very rewarding for the boys. We're very, very happy for them.
Oh, yeah.
You guys must be pretty happy to get the double bonus point in the end.
It certainly is. It's something that the batsmen out there had always that in the back of their minds. You don't want to go too hard too early because you can get yourself in a bit of trouble. But the boys just paced it out just beautifully out there. To get the runs within the 20 overs and get them double bonus points, mate. Certainly helps.
So where does that put you in terms of the overall ladder?
Overall ladder, I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to it, Paddy, but I'm pretty sure would be around the fifth mark, I'd say. But yeah, with a couple of good wins the last couple of weeks, we had another good win last week, which we got bonus points as well. So, as I said, everything's starting to click. So, yeah, it's a really good vibe around here at the moment.
So you still need to pick up a few more wins in the 2 days?
Definitely. And that's where I think we just want to keep the momentum going now. As I said, the effort's been there all season. You certainly can't doubt the boys on that. But everything's now starting to click. Sometimes it's just them little times in the game we're just kind of missing them big moments. But now we're taking the opportunities and we're running with them.
In Division 5, Glasshouse defeated Coolum in their last regular season 2020 game by 73 runs. The result means Coolum miss out on the 2020 final on percentage.
Today we announced that the federal government is investing in the Maroochydore Rugby Union Club to the tune of $157,000 to ensure that the females who play here at this club, and indeed the women who come to play here, have their own change room facilities. We're talking here about separate female toilets, showers and change areas. It's crazy to think that we have 45 females playing just at this club alone, that they have to share a change room with the men. I want to make sure that we see women's sport continue to grow. Frankly, the women are putting us blokes to shame when it comes to how they perform on the field. We need to ensure that not only they have the right training facilities, but they've got the right change facilities. And that is why we need to invest in change rooms so that the women can, after having the rough and tumble on the field, can go to their own change rooms and have their own showers, their own toilets and their own change facilities.
We're obviously, as a club, incredibly excited and delighted that we've managed to achieve this grant. It will make a huge difference to our women players. On game day, quite often you will see women's teams having to get changed on the sidelines because we do only have the male dressing rooms. And I think it's a great thing to show Maroochyd's support for the women's side of the game. So Maroochydore Club has always been incredibly supportive of women's rugby on the Sunshine Coast, and this grant is just a demonstration of their commitment to that at the grassroots level.
Now, the women's rugby also had its first competition on the Sunshine Coast, is that right, this year?
The women's sevens was up and running over the last season. Women's rugby on the Sunshine Coast has run previously in the open women's and the senior women's in various formats over the years. So since around 2009. It comes and goes, and often that is because there's not enough consistency from year to year. So we're building the numbers, and we're hoping to get that consistency going forward from here. And certainly the success that our Aussie ladies have had overseas with Rio has made a huge difference to the game and to the number of people that play. But as a game, it's a fantastic confidence builder for women. I see girls come into the game who've never played a contact sport before, and the confidence that they get in themselves as they kind of come through and learn those skills and learn what they're capable of is just incredible, and it flows into all areas of their life. And so that's what we're about here, is really just giving that opportunity for women to get in there and play the game and have fun and get down and dirty and get into the tackles, and it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. So we're very, very thankful that we've got this opportunity to provide those facilities.
Being involved in the game for so long, what's it actually like sharing the change rooms with the men?
Yeah, it can be quite awkward. So even if you do manage to get into the change rooms, in between when the men's teams are in and out, the possibility that a male player is going to walk in while you're in the middle of getting changed is a very real likelihood. And so you've constantly got to be kind of making sure that you're not exposed in obviously in that way. So that's and that really plays on people's minds. You know, the fact that it's not your own facility, that at any time a male player might accidentally walk into the bathroom. It's psychologically, that's not a good prep for you to get out there and play your best rugby. So, you know, it would be fantastic for the girls to have their own facility, to be confident in that. And also you can't discount the feeling of pride that you get as a female player when your club invests in you in this way, and when the state and the federal government, when you get that investment into women's sport, that's a huge thing for women like myself and like these girls who play a male-dominated sport. And historically, the women's game has been considered lesser, and so it's really important to the players to see that equality coming through in terms of facilities and things like that. So.
Well, you know, on one hand, we have women playing at the topmost elite level in sport internationally. They come home and they've got to wait their turn to go into a male's change room. That doesn't make sense. You know, the time has indeed come where we need to ensure that right across different sporting codes, women are treated equally, and that means their facilities. We can't have a situation any longer where we have women having to wait until the men clear out of change rooms. I mean, those days are gone, but that does take money, that does take investment, and that is why we're coming to the party for this.
Is there other clubs around the coast that will do the same thing? Do you expect to follow suit? Or?
Well, I would love to think that that clubs right across the Sunshine Coast will, over time, try to ensure that they've got the right facilities for both men and women. Obviously, it takes money, and you know, the more grassroots you are, unfortunately, the harder it is to raise some of those funds. But where we can, as government, we need to step in.
Are you getting much interest, and do you think after the announcement of this, then that interest will increase?
There's an enormous amount of interest for female change rooms and toilets right across the country, and that's why this grant program has been so attractive. The demand exceeds supply, but we need to start somewhere, and I'm delighted that we're starting here at the Maroochydore Rugby Union Club.
You're with Around the Grounds. Don't forget to subscribe. Caloundra were the only side in Sunshine Coast Cricket's First Division to take the win away from home.
Mate, we thought maybe 200 would have been par, so you know, we knew we were going to have to bowl really well and field well on the field. And hey, look, the boys bowled really well. We bowled really tight early, which caused a few wickets early and put a lot of pressure on the sort of back end of the innings for them.
Obviously, you got a bit tight there the last few overs, mate. You guys must be stoked to win that one.
Yeah, mate. Look, we lost on the last ball last week, so to get a close one's really good for us and keeps our season alive as well.
And yeah, where are you guys situated in the one-day final situation?
Look, well, I think we've got to win again next week to be a chance, but hey, you never know. You keep putting yourself up there with a chance, and look, we're going to have to wait on results with Noosa and Caboolture, but look, we're playing some good cricket now, and that's probably more pleasing thing for me as it is.
Fair play to Caloundra. They bowled really well up front, put us on the back foot early, and we couldn't quite bring it back. So yeah, great effort from the middle order and the guys down the order to try and bring it back, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
It's probably just a little downfall at the moment, isn't it? Steady doesn't sort of fire. It's a bit of a struggle at the top there.
Yeah, absolutely. Steady's having a great season for us, but we need other guys with sort of consistent output as well, along with him. So it's not a one band show here. You know, we got to keep chipping in. So, but yeah, fair play to Caloundra. They were too good, and we just didn't execute today.
And you yourself, mate, personally, you seem to be back pretty well at the moment. Must be feeling good.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to team wins at the end of the day. Hate losing. I think all the boys hate losing, so I'm always going to do what I can to try and get the boys over the line, that's for sure.
And that basically knocks over the chances of a one-day final now too, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That puts us out of contention there, but that's the way it goes. We go up to Noosa next week, and I think we get a chance to probably spoil the party for them in terms of making it. I'm not sure what the results were today, but it's still going to be big for us for the overall ladder to try and lock away a top 4 spot, that's for sure.
A3A, Landsrest staked their claim for the one-day final, beating Maroochydore by 4 wickets.
We did pretty good in the field. We only had 10, so to restrict them to 199 on a field that size and as fast as it was, I was pretty happy as a captain. And once we went out to bat, all it was just to assess the deck and see what we could do. So I was pretty happy with the boys. Everyone stuck in there and we ended up with the win.
No, it seemed like a fairly patient innings from your guys.
Yeah, it was. We've got a fairly wide opener and a fairly aggressive one. So I've managed to put them two together, and I think after 12 overs we're on 75. So coming in at 3, it's a pretty good starting point to start your innings.
Oh yeah, so obviously happy with the opening combination doing what they're doing?
Yeah. Considering one doesn't open 2 days, he bats at 5. So coming up in the 1 days, he's averaging, without a 50, he's doing really well. He's averaging near 50s, so he's doing real good.
Oh yeah. So where does this result leave you in terms of the one-day final?
Well, we were sitting on top last week until we lost, and so all depending on results this week, it should put us back to the top of the table. But it's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, so still in with the chance pending other results.
Yeah. So I think if we had to win this one, because the other guys that were on top were go away, playing each other today. So if everything goes well, we should be in the final. It just all depends the next couple of weeks, results and that next week.
The Queensland Reds have signed former Waratahs and Rebels utility Bryce Hegarty.
Great to be back in Brisbane. Growing up here, it was something I've always wanted to do, and I was very excited to hear the news that I was coming to the Reds. So great to get off the plane. I got off the plane from Japan on Sunday morning, so made my way up here yesterday. So it was, it's good, and I enjoyed Japan. It was good fun, but I'm certainly looking forward to getting cracking here and the session, training with all the boys. Such an enthusiastic, young bunch. So training was great, and the coaches again, great coaching staff, and I'm very excited to work with.
Matty Ryan gets a really strong hand to that one, and that could be the key save in this shootout. Matthew Leckie puts Australia into the quarterfinals. Their Asian Cup title defence is still alive, and the majority run to Matty Ryan, who is the hero for the green and gold. 2 massive saves after Aziz Bayic was first to be denied in the shootout.
Yeah, definitely. It was a special moment. We've had some really good moments. I have had a lot of moments with the national team that have been special, and this is just another one. It was a tough game tonight. We did really well. We were patient, and I ended up getting to penalties, but we were mentally super strong, and at the end of the day, I was able to get the last penalty to send us through, but Matty deserves all the credit. He pulled off some world-class saves today, which kept us in it, and then gave me the opportunity to score the winner.
Yeah, playing for Australia, there's always that extra special meaning, and I always put a bit of pressure on myself in those situations when you're up against it. I always like to, when you're able to come out on top or triumph in a moment like that where it's up against you, it's always the best feeling, when you're making a save you're not expected to make, and obviously the penalty, it's in favour of obviously the person taking it. So, to make my first penalty save, for the national team, in the situation like I was tonight, and to come out victors and have made 2, it's quite a nice feeling, to be honest.
You're with Around the Grounds. Thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Caloundra have all but secured their spot in Sunshine Coast Cricket's one-day final. They defeated Yandina by 7 wickets to be in prime position with 350 over games left. At the Uni, USC Budrum beat Glasshouse by 5 wickets in their Division 2B match. The win gives the Spartans breathing room in 4th spot on the overall ladder. In the Women's 2020, USC Budrum beat the Caboolture Diamond Pythons by 46 runs. Barring a big form reversal, they've qualified for the final. The Alberton Football Netball League will kick off what will likely be its final season on April 6th. The league was to be merged with its Mid Gippsland counterpart at the end of last season, before that decision was overturned by AFL Victoria. The Fraser Coast Mariners have reportedly withdrawn from Sunshine Coast Rugby's reserve grade. This leaves 9 sides in that grade, and Gympie as the competition's most northern club. You're with Around the Grounds. Thank you to our supporters on Patreon for their support. Clubs fielding sides in Sunshine Coast Cricket's top division will have to field a women's side from next season. Yandina, Caboolture and Tawantin Noosa are the only clubs to field sides in both First Division and the women's comp. The last round of games before Christmas break survived overnight wet weather. In Division 1, Maroochydore were beaten by Caboolture at home.
Yeah, the Wickers obviously had a lot of rain over the last sort of day and a bit, and also last night. So we're a bit unsure which way to go. When the toss, we were probably looking to maybe bat. We were a bit unsure about the wicket. Wickers a little slow in the end, so pretty hard to score on. And in the end, we did really well to get to 250.
Yeah, we won the toss and had a bowl, and it looked like a pretty good wicket to have a bowl on first. So there was enough in it for the batters as well if they applied themselves and took a few early wickets, and then Caboolture, to their credit, they brought it back really well through the middle. So I think they made 250, and that's probably a pass score on this wicket, I think.
In Division 2B, Maroochydore chased down USC Buttrams 121 for the loss of 5 wickets.
Yeah, it was a tough day for the boys. Like, they hard day of cricket. You know, we had our chances and they got away from us in the end there. Brody batted well, so deserved his 50. But there was a bit in the wicket. It was a good toss to win. They bowled well in the first hour and made it count. So yeah, top 4 probably didn't score enough runs, but good day's cricket.
So how did the pitch play after last night's wet weather?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of juice in it, probably the first hour or so, and they bowled well, and it's definitely flattened out once the sort of heat dried up a bit and got a bit easier to bat on, I'd say. But it's definitely a good toss to win.
Maroochydores 3A side made it 2 from 3 at home for the club, beating Coolum by 24 runs. The Swans were all out for 194 before restricting Coolum to 170 for the loss of 8 wickets off their 40 overs.
Good game of cricket. Maroochydore batted well early, so they were none for 100 I think at one stage, so to peg them back to 193 or something was a fairly good effort. But obviously too many runs for us. We batted well early, but just got on top of us. 7, 8 and over is pretty hard to get when you've got new blokes coming in to bat. So, but all in all, a good game of cricket. Good bunch of young blokes we played against. So we'll go to Christmas pretty happy. We'll be up near the top somewhere. So all good.
The Kennards High 2020 competition got underway Saturday. Maroochydore leads their group, having beaten Yandina and Nambour in their opening 2 games.
Yeah, we started well with the bat. Callum Stick whacked him around in the power play. I think we were 60 after the first 6 overs, and then we really stagnated through that middle period, which was a bit disappointing. That's something we really wanted to keep ticking it over against their spinners. We didn't manage to do that, but luckily enough, we came out well with the ball and really restricted them and kept taking wickets, which really stemmed their run rate.
The Pioneers put up a fight in the opening round before eventually falling away.
Story of the season, we bowled well enough and fielded well enough to restrict them to a total that was chaseable, but just couldn't quite get over with the bat.
Duck looks like he was off to a pretty good start. It was a shame he got ran out there.
Yeah, he's got a bit of confidence from a few weeks ago, and it's just carrying into the rest of his cricket, which is great for Yandina.
The weekend was the last in coast cricket for Yandina captain Joel Bock before he heads off to take up a teaching job.
Yeah, last game today. Off to Moranbah early next year to start teaching.
And is there a replacement on board yet?
Unsure.
Mullaney will kick off its premiership defence in Sunshine Coast Rugby's reserve grade on March 23rd. Calandra will kick off their A-grade premiership defence a week later. Their respective opponents are yet to be determined. If you would like us to consistently cover both grades, consider supporting us on Patreon. Coastal Assassins Roller Derby will host 3 home games at Calandra's Indoor Stadium in 2019. The games are scheduled to be contested June 22nd, August 3rd and September 7th. Sunshine Coast Fire will kick off their 2019 National Premier League Queensland season against Eastern Suburbs. The match is scheduled to take place at Kiwanis Western Fields on February 3rd. The Socceroos are in camp ahead of the Asian Cup, which kicks off January 5th.
I'm expecting it to be hard-working, very productive, and I can't wait to get on the pitch in the first session and start working and getting used to the new system. I'm hearing and I'm seeing on TV that it's a very attack-minded game plan for quick players who want to go one-on-one with defenders and finish off chances.
Just a reminder, guys, we're going to be expanding this year, trying to cover a lot more games, doing a lot more different sports, obviously cricket, the main one over summer, but if you do have a game that you'd like us to get along to and try and cover, we'll do our best. Just send us a message on the Facebook group, and yeah, we hope to see you soon. Cheers.
You're with Around the Grounds. Support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Link is in the description. Maroochydore have taken the points in a rain-affected match in Division 2A of Sunshine Coast Cricket. Chasing Queens 8 for 190, they got to 7 for 164.
Bit of a wet outfield this morning. Started a bit sluggish. They took us for a few early on. Didn't bowl the right areas, a bit wide.
We did a little bit. It's probably going to skin a bit more now though, but yeah.
Their superior run rate gave them the win. The rain wasn't an issue in Division 3B. Maroochydore scored 9 for 146 before dismissing Palmwoods for 69.
Shot, Justin!
I thought Maroochydore outplayed us today. I thought we did alright with the ball, and we were tight in the field, and they just got away from us late. We started to tire a bit, and they cashed in at the end. A few nice hits, a couple of drop catches from our boys, but I thought our fielding and bowling wasn't too bad.
Just a reminder, guys, we're going to be expanding this year, trying to cover a lot more games, doing a lot more different sports, obviously cricket, the main one over summer, but if you do have a game that you'd like us to get along to and try and cover, we'll do our best. Just send us a message on the Facebook group, and yeah, we hope to see you soon. Cheers.
The hangover would kill a normal person at the moment, Paddy, so today it's going to be a fun day. That's our
Yep, I heard that edge from here. You're with Around the Grounds. Maroochydore have taken the points in the first round of one days of the Sunshine Coast cricket season. Their 5-wicket win didn't come easy though.
There you go. That's how he plays the spinner.
That'd be the maximum.
Yeah, fair play to Jack Whisker. He batted really well. Sort of took it to our bowlers, and we didn't quite react quick enough, but ended up getting him, and then quite a few wickets flowed after that. So it was a good fight back from our guys and our spinners through the middle there.
At Nambour, Gympie chased down their 152-run target for the loss of 8 wickets.
Yeah, it was a really good effort from our bowlers actually. Restrict Nambour to 152. I think they faced about 47 overs, so to bowl them out's a great effort. Pretty flat deck, and obviously hot conditions, so bowlers had a really good day.
Yeah, first day of summer. How did you find the heat?
Yeah, it was definitely warm. It would have been hard for the bowlers. I was only in the field, but
it's really hot out there. Got to love Yandina, but yeah, that's part of cricket. That's why you play. We love it, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, sure.
Next year's Sunshine Coast Rugby Union draw continues to evolve. Gympie will now host their Ladies' Day event on July 13. Caloundra will take their home A-grade game against Maroochydore to Gympie to coincide with that event.
Just a reminder, guys, we're going to be expanding this year, trying to cover a lot more games, doing a lot more different sports, obviously cricket, the main one over summer, but if you do have a game that you'd like us to get along to and try and cover, we'll do our best. Just send us a message on the Facebook group, and yeah, we hope to see you soon. Cheers.
You're with Around the Grounds. Gympie will host at least one A-grade Sunshine Coast rugby game next season. Maroochydore and Caloundra will take the July 23 game north to coincide with Gympie's Ladies' Day celebrations. Yandina will play their first Tier 1 2020 cricket match at Budrum's John Blank Oval on December 22. They'll play Maroochydore in their first game before backing up against Glasshouse the same day. Tawantin Noosa picked up first innings points in Sunshine Coast Cricket's first division, dismissing Maroochydore for 139. This gave the Thunder a lead of 120 runs. They refused to enforce the follow-on.
Yeah, that's probably the main decision at the moment, is to try and just make that decision on, if we get them out under 160, we probably will send them back in again. Have to talk to the bowlers, but one of our bowlers hasn't even bowled yet, so it's been pretty good for him to be able to have a rest, so he could probably put a fair bit of an effort in that second innings if we send him back in.
Oh, yeah, I'd imagine he'd want to get a few overs in.
Myself, I'm not going to bowl this season at all, so no, we've got plenty of bowling, that's for sure, so no, I won't get a bowler. Happy for the I'll just keep taking catches in the slips if I can, so it's the plan there.
Hasn't been an ideal start to the morning for us, unfortunately. We've lost a lot of wickets, a lot more than we would have liked, but that's cricket sometimes, and now it's up to our lower order to try and salvage something for us.
Oh, yeah, what's the message to the guys that are in at the moment at lunch here?
We've just got to keep backing the guys who come in. I mean, we know we bat deep, and the guys down the bottom of the order are always craving an opportunity, so here's their chance to try and do something for us today, and we've got a lot of belief in our team, so we just keep chipping away, and who knows, sport's a funny thing sometimes.
In Division 3A, and then took first innings points against Maroochydore. They set Maroochydore a target of 245, then dismissed them with 20 runs in hand. USC Budrum beat Waimea and Stanley River on first innings points at USC Oval. The Spartans took the lead in their Division 3B match just after tea. The Sunshine Coast Scorchers come within 1 wicket of getting a first innings result against Sandgate Redcliffe.
Yeah, I thought Josh Tyson and Sammy Gardner really strong this morning, getting us to 351 for 8. Sammy with 50 odd, Joshy Tyson with 40 odd, really good to give us a competitive total. And then we've got on 3 for 33 now, Joshy Tyson with 3 wickets outstanding. So good start, but plenty of work to go.
You're with Around the Grounds. Gympie could field a side in Sunshine Coast Rugby's A-grade competition from 2020 if things go to plan. Under the club's 5-year plan, they'll play out of the town's Albert Park facilities. The Hammers have nominated an under-19s Colt side for 2019. There has been no indication from Nambour when the A-grade side will be re-established. Reigning Barber Cup Grand Finalists Wynnum and Caboolture have joined the Sunshine Coast Rugby competition from next season. Their inclusion brings A-grade back to 6 teams, with reserve grade to 10 teams. In Sunshine Coast Cricket, Coolum have picked up their first win in Division 2A, beating Palmwoods on first innings late on Saturday. They recovered from 2 out for 12 at stumps on day 1 to chase down the 206-run target.
Very, very pleasing, mate. Very relieving. First win for 2 A's for Coolum. Especially after
last game against Burpengary, we kind of faltered a bit, got bowled out rather cheaply. So to come out here today and chase down 200, yeah, very pleased, mate. Very happy for the boys. Good all-round team effort.
Oh, yeah, so I'm guessing after you knocked off Palmwoods, the message was just head down and be patient.
And that's kind of it, exactly, Pat. Like last week, we only had 10 overs to go, just about out. Unfortunately, we lost 2 quick wickets at the end there. So you know, we had all week to really think about it. We're only 2 for 12 coming into today. So yeah, we knew what we had to do. And you know, as I said, to come out here and stick to the game plan, even when things got a little bit tough, but to really grit it out and get that win, mate. Yeah, very pleasing.
At Caloundra, USC Budgeon took an hour to get the final wicket they needed to get first innings points in their Division 3B game. They got the wicket with 20 runs to spare.
Yeah, mate, yeah, it's good to get out there, get first innings points. The boys get a little lead now, so we just got to push on now, send it back in, get the 5 victory jobs only half done, so keep going from there, mate. But always good to get first innings points in the bag, Paddy, so...
Maroochydore grabbed first innings points in their Division 1 match against Caloundra. They scored 404 for the loss of 7 wickets in response to Calandra's 9 out for 249.
It's a pretty good batting wicket. I batted earlier, but yeah, good day to bat out there.
Oh, so pitch playing fairly well?
Yeah, really good. Pretty bit of a road. Yeah, good to bat on.
Caboolture and Tawantin Noosa both picked up outright wins. Caboolture beat Gympie at Albert Park, while the Thunder bolted Yandina by an innings and 84 runs at Yandina. The Scorchers suffered a first innings loss to University in Premier Cricket first grade. Uni reached the 119 run target the Scorchers set with 8 wickets in hand.
Well, it's a tough day yesterday. Getting rolled for just over 100, and then Uni passed us easily. Then I'm not sure what they ended up in there. Must have been around about 300 mark. And now we're probably one for about 10 in reply. But as a coach, probably a bit disappointing after the really good performance against Valleys the week before. And Uni, they're a top of the table team as well. But just a bit disappointed just how we weren't patient enough in that first 2 hours, and that cost us.
Reckon you'll bat out the day?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yep.
Bat out the day, hopefully get some blokes, get a bit of time in the middle, and build a few partnerships.
So what was the message to the guys after you wrapped Uni up in their first innings?
Oh, look, we've just got to go out and bat to second innings. Got to try and get, hopefully a bit of positivity this afternoon. Hopefully a few blokes give some good contributions, and then build into next week. We've got a big game against Sandgate next week.
Is that up here or down there?
No, that's down here, mate. Saturday fixture, so that'll be a good challenge for the boys.
The Sunshine Coast Rep side had to settle for 3rd in the weekend Schaefer Shield Carnival. They finished with a record of 2 wins and a loss in 3 2020s on day 1, before beating Gold Coast in a 50 over 1 dayer.
We've all contributed pretty well, but all the young fellas coming through, like Harry and Dan Cummins, they've done very well this weekend.
You're with Around the Grounds. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/patmansport. Yandina have played their first day of Division 1 cricket at home in 14 years. They won the toss and put Caboolture into bat. The Snakes piled on 333 for the loss of 6 wickets, with skipper Glenn Battaggiotto retiring hurt. Yandina got to 3 out for 48 in the hour they had at the crease.
It was a good feeling this morning, the boys walking out there and getting into it. Yeah. A couple of early wickets, so they've got their spirits up a bit. That's good.
Good to finally have a bit of play after a couple of really wet weekends.
Yeah. We're glad Monday we didn't think we'd actually have a game on, so but she hooked in yesterday and either mowing and rolling done, and she's all ready to go. It's good.
At Tawantin, the scores were nowhere near as high, with Tawantin Noosa and Caloundra both completing their innings for a combined 109. The home side scored 83 before dismissing Caloundra for 27. Taunton Noosa are 3 out for 136 in their second innings with a day to play.
There was a bit of rain around, but the pitch came up pretty well, really. I don't know, just really good bowling, I think.
In the other First Division results, Olympia trailing Glasshouse by 127 with 8 wickets in hand, and Maroochydore leading Nambour by 19 with 6 wickets in hand. In Division 2B, Maloney took their home game against USC Budrum to Karoi. Batting first, they were dismissed for 77.
I think we bowled very well. The openers bowled very tight. They stuck to their lines, and we definitely bowling on target a lot. Particularly Ben Merritt was hitting the bowlers on the pads. The batters on the pads quite a lot, and that's just putting pressure on them and just making them play bad shots.
Budrum would get to 8 for 170 in reply. Coolum are currently trailing their Division 2A game against Burpengary by 66 runs in Coolum. The visitors batted first and made 92 before being bowled out.
Today, very impressed, very impressed. The first time we've able to get on the field, obviously with last week being washed out. Very impressed. This is the first time we've played in 2As. First time Coolum's had a team in 2As. And the way the boys bowled out there today was absolutely fantastic. We've got a lot of youth coming up too, some juniors as well, that are stepping up to the plate. And it was bloody very rewarding the way we went out there today. So to bowl the team out, first time we bowled this season, to bowl them out for under 100, pretty impressed.
So obviously pretty happy to get on after a couple of weeks of rain?
Exactly, especially after last season as well, mate. Last season was very frustrating. I think we probably only played about half a million a game. So I thought it was going to be happening the same thing after the first week, getting washed out and thinking, oh no, here we go all over again. But yeah, to get out there, as I said, because it's a new group of guys, so to get them out there all today in the field and all working together was, as I said, very, very impressed.
Coolum are 1 for 26 with the result being expected on day 2. In the other 2A results that we have, Glasshouse are trailing Palmers by 57 with 7 wickets in hand, and Nambour are chasing Maroochidore's 146, needing another 108 to get the first innings points. The Division 3A results that we have, Taunton Noosa are defending 172. They have Palmers 1 out for 20 going into day 2, and Burpengary are none out for 3, chasing Coolum's 146. Queensland Country will travel to Fiji in an attempt to defend their National Rugby Championship crown.
Jordy Patea, this kid is the real deal.
Mate, we know they have a lot of threats around the field. They've got some electric players, so we've got to be on for the full 80 in any part of the field. So we'll do our prep this week and we'll get stuck in.
Yeah, we've got a big challenge ahead of us. We certainly know what we're going into there. But obviously the season we've tried to get ourselves in a position to be and play for this grand final, and the guys are really looking forward to it.
Don't forget to follow us on all of the social platforms. The links are in the description.
That pops out the back. McDermott can't pull it in. McDermott now goes himself. Take McDermott.
You're with Around the Grounds. Queensland Country are into the National Rugby Championship semi-finals after beating New South Wales Country 45 points to 21. They will now play the Western Force in their semi-final at home at Bondi University.
And now the ball from McGregor to Braki is spot on, and Marcel has his second.
The weekend Sunshine Coast cricket action was called off completely, with upwards of 70 mils of rain falling in some areas. The Socceroos are over in Kuwait ahead of their scheduled friendly.
It's always good after travel. You have to be a little bit careful that you don't go over the top. It's too heavy, because travel, no matter how short or how long, it always takes a little bit out of the players. But the grass is slightly different. The pitch is a bit heavier, a bit more spongier, so it's good for the players to experience that and to get the legs going, to get the blood pumping and everything. So it's been good.
That game kicks off at 3:30 tomorrow morning.
Down Gunu.
No.
Short side, tipped on so well. And I think it's going to be Tyson Davies on the far side. It is.
You're with Around the Grounds. The rain threatened to completely ruin the first day of the Sunshine Coast cricket season. At Caloundra, it couldn't keep Yandina from winning the toss and bowling in their first top division game in over a decade. With the threat of more rain, the Pioneers handed the ball to Brendan Coleman to deliver the first ball. 3.5 overs were possible before the rain took hold.
We're just starting to get our length and lanes. Obviously with the rain we knew it was going to be about, so I thought it was a fairly handy toss to win. It's a lot easier to start bowling again than it is batting, so hopefully we can get back out there and have another dip.
The game recommenced at 2:30, with the hosts getting to 6 for 121 by stumps. The inclusion of Yandina means that 8 teams are contesting the top division.
Yeah, it's good, and I think if the coast wants to keep developing cricket, we've got to try and encourage many teams to play once as possible.
Yandina has not had a top division side in 14 years.
Yeah, we're chuffed at the opportunity. We've got a really young setup this season. A lot of people really trying to give it a crack, push their case for that rep side.
In other games we have scores for Taunton Noosa are 3 out for 87, batting first against Nambour. Caboolture are 8 for 152 against Glasshouse. Coolum are 6 for 97 in their Division 2A game against Glasshouse. Palmwoods currently lead their Division 3B game by 213 runs, after fielding first and bowling Caloundra out for 72. 2 of the 3 5th Division 1 days were abandoned due to the weather. Queensland Country have belted the Sydney Rays by 40 points. They beat their opponents 64 points to 24.
Sucking defenders in tight with a pick and go. Stewart out the back for Faiwai Sortia, cuts through. Chris Faiwai Sortia slides it in.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. We're back in the winning circle, so momentum is massive in sport. So to get the big win today, on the back of a really pleasing second half, it should send us through to the last round and finals with a bit of confidence.
Second half was a lot better than the first. We sort of got a bit of a revving at half time, saying pull our heads in, let's play some rugby. So we went out and we just did that. We kept it simple because of the conditions, and we scored some good tries.
The result, plus those from the other matchups, leave Country in third with 1 game left to play before finals.
Yeah, massive. They're a big team, New South Wales Country, and I'm sure they'll be trying to finish the season on a high. I can tell you though that our road trips tend to really help out our performances. So I'm really pleased that we're actually playing away, so that we're getting away and getting closer as a team, and hopefully that sort of bodes well to really good preparation and then good performance.
You're with Around the Grounds. Brisbane City have beaten Queensland Country in the National Rugby Championships contest, 39 points to 24.
Down Gunu to Stewart back inside, and Hamish Stewart stepping, and he gets there for the first try to Queensland Country. Wimboy standing over it. Now Gale gives it to Cooper. Stepping. Offload to beauty from Hunt. To Hunt, and Korchek dives over.
It was unreal, especially with the rain this morning. The people that turned up was incredible. Just shows you the massive support they have for the local clubs, and grassroots rugby is getting bigger year after year.
The Coastal Assassins have come third in Division 1 of the 2018 Tropicana Cup.
Sydney is a really physical team, but really matched us in our physicality because that's how we like to play. So, very good game to play. I felt like we really kept a hold of their jammers the majority of the time, and it was a good result.
Yandina will join Sunshine Coast Cricket's top division this season, bringing the total number of teams in that division back to 8. It had previously been at 7 after the withdrawal of the Hinterland Hawks.
Pryor. Skip past for Iona. Deegan floats it over the top to McGregor. Has Davies unmarked on the outside. Davies, stutter step, try. Gunu, Payawa in field, holds it up beautifully. Payawa with pace, back to Down Gunu. No look ball back to Paya the old 1-2 trick from Paya to Downgoonu, and we've got a contender for try of the year.
Yeah, it was a disappointing one to take, those close ones. Obviously, 6 tries apiece, so a really even contest, and it just came down to a conversion. So, possibly a draw was the right result for today, but yeah, it's difficult to take that one.
They'll next play Brisbane City in Toowong. Collingwood and West Coast will play this weekend's AFL Grand Final. This will be the first contest between the two sides in a Grand Final. Their first contest in a final was a drawn qualifying final in 1990, a year Collingwood won the premiership. The Sunshine Coast Scorchers are struggling against Toombul at Kerry Emery Oval. They are currently 3 for 16 in response to Toombul's 7 for 394.
Look, I think they've all played enough cricket. I know they're pretty young, some of them, but they've all played enough cricket to realise there's 2-day cricket, there's 1-day cricket, and change their mindsets.
You're with Around the Grounds. Queensland Country have come away with the points in Townsville, beating Melbourne Rising 29 points to 28.
The Country defence is set. English trying to bust him open. Ruru, quicker now, and he gets there. Michael Ruru, so it's the scrum halves, both on the board.
They really dominated possession there and really put the pressure on us. We were defending our line for a long time there, and we just wanted to get possession back, and if we had possession, we'll come away with the win.
Yeah, well, it's basically a team of young talent. There's a couple of older heads there, but really it's they're all young guys. And the good thing about young guys is they want to go out there and do their best and rip in, and they're pretty fearless. And so those guys, when they get out there, that they're going to do their best for the team. But yeah, really pleased and happy that they're being rewarded for their performances throughout the club season.
Yeah, it was a tough game, obviously. It was fun playing out in the sun in Townsville, and really appreciated all the people that came out to support. But I thought the game was good. We scored back and forth in the first half and the second half, and I think they were the first team to score back to back, and I think that's what separated us.
Really appreciate the fact that people have come out here and supported us. We've made it a big emphasis of our preparation with the fact that we represent, a large portion of the state. So to come out and visit places like Townsville and the Mackay next week, we love that opportunity. So I'm really rapt that the guys were, king of the kids at schools this week, and we're fantastic ambassadors for our team.
The Sunshine Coast Scorchers have come away with mixed results against University over the weekend. First grade travelled to St Lucia, coming away with a 65-run win. Meanwhile, seconds lost by 6 wickets at home at Kerry Emery Oval. You're with Around the Grounds. The Sunshine Coast Scorchers have gone down by 7 wickets in their opening one-dayer against Valleys.
We got 203. We had 2 alright partnerships in there. Obviously, Angus Lovell and Blake Marr put on 100. And at the end, Sammy Gardner and Josh Matthews, got us to that 203. But we just had a few little lapses in concentration, or we just lost a few too many quick wickets in there that sort of made it hard for us to get that substantial total.
The game was the first Premier Grade game for the Kerry Emery Oval, which had hosted previous local competition games.
It's good, mate. Pitch is good. Field's a bit smaller. It's just a good change for the club. So I think it's exciting times for Scorcher cricket.
The Scorchers seconds played nearby on the Kev Hackney Oval. Rigshaw and Glasshouse rounded out the Elizabeth Daniels Park trifecta with a trial game on Ron McMullen Oval. The Scorchers have 2 more one-dayers, but neither of them are at home.
This is it. We've got 1 out of the 3 at home, so we've got a game down at Uni, and then we play at Redlands. So both great cricket grounds and really good facilities. So it's going to be a good test for our blokes, but a test they're all up for.
Queensland Country have won their opening National Rugby Championship game, defeating the Canberra Vikings 45 points to 35. Meanwhile, Brisbane City went down to the Western Force 47 points to 29.
I think it's just getting the boys up to the pace of NRC. Obviously, a lot of club rugby players, and obviously there's paces up there playing NRC. And I think we got to quicken it up. Obviously, we got to in defence. We just got to work harder. We got to look up. We got to work harder. I think is the main thing for us, especially in defence. Because if we work harder, we can stop those tries where just a lack of effort.
That one. Alright, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. We're into this one here, so don't forget to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/PatmanSport. On Facebook, search Patman Sport and then Patman Sport around the grounds. Same thing on Twitter, twitter.com/PatmanSport. Alright, we'll leave it there. And don't forget to subscribe. On Facebook, search Patman Sport and Patman Sport around the grounds. Same thing on Twitter, twitter.com/PatmanSport. Alright, leave it there. And don't forget